Okay, we are live. Hello, everyone. I have a lovely guest with me today. We
Hi.
got Gertrude. So, hello to everyone in the chat room. Good to see you guys. Hello, Ron and Viviani. So good to see you guys too. So, thank you for the warm welcomes, Viviani. So good to see you. What's good? What's good? And hello to Ron. What's up, big bro? Good to see you also. And Kiba, also good to see you too. So, much love to all you guys in the chat room and especially to Gertrude also. Thank you for being a guest on you know talking about spirituality and wellness too. And I welcome you guys to anyone who's not familiar to this awesome person here with Gertrude. She is very I say sharp, but also very down to earth person too when it comes to spirituality and wellness. And Gertrude, if you ever want to, explain who you are and what you do, also, if you want to share anything when it comes to people who are new to my channel and new to you, also, you got the mic, you got the floor, and yeah, there you go.
First off, thank you for inviting me.
Of course.
Yeah. So, as usual, yeah. Oh, hi everyone. So
Hey,
I
Mark.
feel I don't really prepare anything because I really believe that when I don't prepare, I can go with the flow better.
Yeah, I do that too.
The move with the spirit. So
Mm,
I guess right off the top of my head, we were talking about me being a nun.
mm-hmm.
And the nun part forms a big part in my life because it forms pretty much the person I am today. So, because of my life as a nun, I went into meditation. So, I entered a contemplative monastery where we were trained to meditate. We have 2 hours of meditation, one in the morning, one in the evening,
Yeah.
and every day, apart from other prayers. So I really believe if I didn't get pulled into the monastery, I probably wouldn't have known how to go inside myself, and learn how to meditate because when I was younger, I was really, quite scattered.
Yeah, I understand that, if your mind is like being scattered, if you're just, meditating too. And I want to ask you, Gertrude, since, you're being a nun at a monastery, if I'm saying this correctly too. And, how was that experience for you too, in your younger years when you're, being a nun in that monastery? Like, did you, like, when you're meditating, did you experiencing any, like, anything powerful when you're meditating when it comes to your emotions, your mind, etc.? If you want to share with anyone?
Yes, I was actually very blessed because I I always say that in a way is a blessing that I didn't feel accepted. What happened was when I entered, I was the first um, newcomer after Vatican II. So the things changed after Vatican II. Things were not so strict, and the younger nuns didn't like it because they during their time it was very strict. But with me, everything was kind of loosened, and so I didn't feel accepted and loved. I did the first month there, but you know what happened after the first month? They decided it's time for me to settle in. And all the attention, the positive attention, and all that left. And so I just felt very, just not accepted. For instance, they had a problem with me because I laughed too loudly, I talked too loudly, or I talked too much, or I was too high spirited. I was a
I
teenager.
spirited.
Yeah, I was a teenager going from school, right from school into the monastery. It was almost like a sin to be spirited.
Wow, that's different. So they had a problem with you being like high spirited and
Yeah,
talking loudly.
they expected me to be like a nun instantly. And so because I didn't feel accepted outside, I had to go inside. And 4 years after I entered, I one day I just get pulled into, I experience God and I get pulled into myself. So I had been going deeper into meditation, but not this particular form of infused contemplation. So I could feel like something want to pull me inside of myself. And then I resisted because first I have this, we call it prayer of simplicity, where in meditation you just settle into a nice peaceful form of meditation where you are you are with God, and it doesn't matter if distracting thoughts come in, they don't seem to disturb that nice occupation, that we have with God. But this thing is, so after this came a few months of dryness. So by this time, I wasn't able to go inside. So when this thing tried to pull me inside, I told God, I'm sorry, but I can no longer get into prayer that way. But after a few days, it just pulled me inside. And I would just went into myself. And for 4 days, I was engrossed by this force that I know to be God. So it was like the world outside become unreal. And I was just with God. And overnight, it changed me. I went from very talkative to very introverted, silent. And of course, the nuns got uncomfortable because it's not natural also. But it was because I have this thing inside me occupying me. And with this, they call it, syndrome of the cross, call it infused contemplation. This actually opened the door to mysticism.
Mm.
And that is how overnight I could understand, writings of mystics. So, and that is where that's a kind of meditation I go into. I can go very, very deep.
Wow. That's amazing that what you just shared, Gertrude. Because honestly, when it comes to when I first did meditation, trying to, being present in the moment and just really going within myself too. And it's just, I wasn't scared to doing it at first, but it was kind of like, when you're just because I'm always been like a quiet person. And it's just, when I'm just sitting silently, if I'm just, on my mat or just on my chair, and it's just going deep within, I tend to just, go to this like a trance where I'm just like, like just it's hard to explain it, but it feels very welcoming too. Like kind of like what you experienced, but very differently. And it's just like because I'm still like a rookie when it comes to practicing meditation. You probably been practicing longer than me, so I'm gonna have to ask you a lot of questions about when it comes to mysticism. I can't pronounce it, mysticism, if I'm saying it correctly. Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, and it's just like amazing what you just shared. It was really powerful, and just like how you're at the monastery, and then the nuns like didn't like and like didn't understand you too because you're loud, and but then like you went deep within, and it's kind of like it did like a transformation for you, isn't it?
yes. That
Yeah.
was, that was my awakening. But if you go into a trance doing meditation, you are no beginner because it took me, it was only the last few, I would say the last 4 or 3 years that I started entering into trance and meditation. Before that, I just entered into a nice, peaceful state. But,
Mm.
the trance state, that is very, very different.
Oh, I think that's, and I always say this thing, you probably heard this before, Gertrude, and it's kind of like with meditation, you could really pretty much do it with anything from reading the book to just like, I even, this call me crazy, I do this sometimes when I'm playing my Nintendo Switch, and I'm not even joking. Like, because when I'm quiet and I'm in the trance mode and just really not thinking of much, it's just like, being present, within my heart space and just really, meditating. It's just out of this world too, this feeling. It's kind of like I'm connecting with God and my higher self when I'm meditating. And even just, like, I always, as a yoga instructor, I encourage people to do that in your own way also. And even if I don't know anything, I ask like questions too, like, like with you, for example, too, just how, for you also, how do you, get into that? Have you ever heard of the flow state where you're just like, present in the moment and you're just really, doing things just naturally, kind of like, flow state where you're just like, flowing within, if you're just doing yoga, if you're dancing, if you're just, walking around too. And it's just like for you, I'm just want to know with you, how, when you're in a meditative state, like, what are your favorite ways to just, express yourself, when it comes to flow state? Do you love to, walk? Do you love to do yoga? Do you love to read? Feel free to answer that. Ways.
For me, I follow Saint John of the Cross in meditation, which is emptying the mind and going into emptiness. And after that, few years ago, I tried, the Buddhist meditation, and it's the same. So that is the discipline I'm familiar with. So in meditation, I usually just sink into inner silence, and then like even now, if I do meditation now, I can easily just go into a trance state because I can feel it coming
Yeah.
on. And then sometimes I can feel myself going really deep. Recently, I had an interesting experience. I found myself going deep into myself, and I knew that was like almost the deepest I could go. And there I experienced the silence, the peace, and I saw a dolphin. That was the most
Okay.
stunning thing, a dolphin.
That's
And
beautiful.
when at that moment, I think I felt a need for comfort or something. And I found myself hugging the dolphin. That was one experience. But mostly I just go into a state of inner silence. So so awakening. So what I know you have to go through some kind of awakening to get to where you are.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you had your awakening?
That's a good question. When I had my awakening, and it's just, oh my gosh, it's hard to explain. It's like, when I first discovered my awakening, it was kind of like, I was at a friend's house in Alcatraz too. As we were just meditating, also, we were just silent and just going deep within ourselves. And just like when I was just six, just going deep within, I had my eyes closed, my mind, I was doing my best to relax my body and my mind. And I literally saw angels too. It was like the most bizarre thing. I mean, it wasn't bizarre, but it was beautiful. It was kind of like I went into another, dimension, per se. And it was really wild. It's like you see angels, you see, different realms. Like sometimes when I meditate, I see a whole bunch of colors like a painting. So it's like a canvas, like where the like colors go like in a wave, and then it goes from purple to green to red. It goes in all kind of colors too. And it's just usually sometimes, when I discover that awakening, even when I meditate now, sometimes if I see colors, I see symbols, angels, it's like a really powerful feeling too. And it's like probably, like just really embracing those kind of moments too, where you see like probably your ancestors or maybe some other sensations too, when you're just going really deep within, connecting with God too at the same time. And it's just wicked, so that's pretty much what I can explain to you also, with my awakening. And I still, when I meditate, I still see those kind of things too. And even more like recently, um, I've been seeing a lot of purple too. So it's kind of like the third eye, kind of like a opening too. Cause when I'm like, like my third eye is awakening, it vibrates like crazy. It's like, I don't have a headache, but it's like, like a cell phone vibrates and silent, and it's just like zzz, sometimes. So it's like that, and it's just wild. So
I think I can feel your my head is just this energy in my head is just very strong. I think I can, but that's amazing. You see, I don't see, I feel, I don't
mm,
see colors or what I do, but not very often. So, so that is amazing.
oh yeah, and it's beautiful too.
Yeah.
And like, for people in the chat room too, because a lot of us too who are in the spiritual communities are very intuitive.
Yeah.
Like Trina, I see Inspire Uniquely LLC. She's another one too. Like she doesn't use cards per se, but she's very intuitive and very down to earth also. In Kiva
Oh,
and Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot, he's he's
oh
just
yeah.
he's really good also. So let me see if I could pull him up. There he is. So, yeah, Ron Unconditional Love Child, he's one of them, and Manasa too. I did a one-on-one with her recently. She's very
Yeah.
powerful also. So, thank you for that. Over the 500 subscriber goal too. I appreciate that. And for anyone who's in the chat room, if you guys want to ask Gertrude any questions about what she shared too and what we're talking about, you're more than welcome to do so.
Oh yeah.
And
Feel free. I can answer almost any questions.
yeah, yeah. So thank you. And it's just like for all of us too, because we're all going in that kind of journey too, just discovering ourselves, connecting with God, and just, doing that in our own way too. And I wanted to ask you another question, Gertrude, if you're comfortable answering.
Yes.
And it's just like, when you're connecting with God and how, just when it comes to your own meditation practice, like what are your favorite activities to do to really just help you connect with God? Do you love to write? Do you love to just I know you love meditation too, but do you love to do anything else just to help you to connect with God? You like to be in nature or anything else you want to share?
Ah, I would say nature because I really like for instance this house that I bought. So I was looking for a house and I was standing in the garden and I look out and I can suddenly feel this silence, solitude. So I say, where in a big city can you get that feeling? And that was how I know. Apart from that, I I don't do very much. I have my hospice volunteering, and I used to before COVID. I went back to mass for a while, but after COVID, well, you see, those until COVID, I couldn't really meditate at home. I get distracted, so I have to. I work. I was caregiver, so I work when the client is sleeping or resting. I could meditate, but not in my house. And so I would look for churches. So I would go to this chapel an hour before mass, and then I do my meditation. And but with COVID, I found myself doing half an hour meditation a day consistently, because up till then I would do a lot, and then I stopped. And but with COVID, I did it consistently. And then when Rahasha asked me to channel the ET, Rahasha asked me to channel him. That was when I started doing an hour a day until I retire last October. Then I do like 2 to 3 hours. It's like
Mm,
3 a.m. something always wakes me up. So I do it mid morning around 11 and then around 4. So that is so I pretty much meditation, and I live like a hermit. I simply stay in. And that was when one day I have sessions with Diane's tarot. And so one day my spirit guide told her, tell her to go out. Stay home
you
so much.
go outside, huh?
Just get out,
You
be
see how
with
it goes.
people. And then, with this, then Rahasha asked me to start my YouTube channel and they asked me to collaborate. And that was why I fought it so hard at the beginning because,
Mm,
I have been living like a hermit and suddenly to be thrust into this, it was very scary and difficult. And I was, well, what happened is I have a part of my personality that would do something that is a bit shocking and turn people off. I mean,
right.
I'm better at it now. I think especially after I left the monastery, you haven't been in the world for so long, and
Yeah.
it's good to know all the rules of society, what you can do, what you can say, filtering. So I wasn't able to filter my speech or anything very well. And so I think for that reason, I have been avoiding society, even though I knew community is very important.
Mm. That's powerful. And, just like when it comes to like, starting a YouTube channel and just really getting used to doing things differently, I can relate to that because even just like, with now, like even like having a YouTube channel since 2007, but I wasn't like intentionally going to like make videos. I was just like I love to watch videos. I'm very observant when it comes to like watching videos. I watch from anything from meditation to like comedy skits too. And it's just like, what made me kind of like start my YouTube channel, just getting the ball rolling in 2020 and 2021 was actually, unfortunately, was like part of it was my mom's passing, just because, my mom was a big supporter of me, just for, when it comes to my own spiritual journey, from my my oracle cards to yoga and just like with everything else. And it's just like, just like one day too, I haven't told anyone this too. I was just like, before I started to like meet all you guys in the communities that we're in, it was like, how can I, just not only, honoring, myself, but also just, how can I make my mom proud and also myself proud too? So it's kind of like, going deep within and just, sometimes, when you like your loved ones come to you in, unexpected ways, like sometimes with my mom, she usually, like right now I taste like bubble gum because I don't usually chew bubble gum. And my mom used to chew that all the time when she runs her errands. And sometimes I get ideas of certain things too that she used to think of. And she's just, share with me. And so it's kind of like, like she's been like a big influence just to, building my YouTube channel and not just only talking about, like, from Reiki to yoga, but also, with, my creativity from art to anime to all kind of stuff too. And so like I understand when it comes to doing things differently too and just, not understanding things, but, putting your one step forward when it comes to creating your own YouTube channel. And that's the powerful thing to do. Just really putting yourself out there in the world for anyone to see and, and sharing your message along the way too. That's really powerful. So I salute you for doing that too. And for anyone who wants to start a YouTube channel also,
Mm.
doing that too, that's a big powerful step. And so Viviani has a good question for you too, and she's want to know where you're located, Gertrude. If you want to answer that.
Oh, I'll just say that I'm in Arizona.
Cool,
Yeah.
cool. Arizona. Shout out to the Arizona peeps. I know a few people who are there. Yeah, Katie Moonchild's she's one of my dearest friends too. I love her to death. So shout out to her. She's in Arizona also. She just had a
Oh,
lecture room too.
so wrong, unconditional love. Carol said, yeah, so he'll be live, he'll be guest on my channel on Sunday, 5 p.m.
Oh, okay. Nice. Looking
Yeah,
forward to it. Cool, cool. Looking forward to seeing you on her channel, Ron. Shout out to both of you guys. Cool, cool. And also a funny story, awesome story with Ron too. He actually started on my channel too. Just like when I met him around 2021, or actually even 2020, it was around that time, right, when the pandemic was still going and we all had to be indoors. And we just met through mutual friends, that we know. And then like he started, he wanted to be on my live stream, and I was like, I was more than obliged to help him out. And so like we did our his first live on my live stream, and he was like a natural at it too. And then like 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 time has passed, and then he started his own channel, and then he just bloomed like a flower. He has his own channel, got some thousand subscribers, and it's just like how he's just blooming to being his best version of himself too, just sharing the message of unconditional love and just with that too, and it's just beautiful. So it's really cool that how Ron is progressed and still progressing too with the things that he does. So when he
yeah.
he's really cool, very down to earth.
I love the way he gets very busy with the cards, and then he's going through the cards, and his mind is actually working, and then when he sees something, that's when the magic happens. And he was just
Oh
saying,
yeah, he
this,
really connects with his heart.
yeah,
His heart
and
is
that,
big.
that is his gift. So I get reading from him, I think twice now. And every time he will come out with this wonderful read, you know. And that is the part that I really enjoy about him. Not so much his cards, but the way when he does his cards, he's not really with the cards. His mind is engaged with viewing or channeling. Yeah.
Yeah, also not just his mind, but he's really just going deep within
Oh
his heart
yeah,
too. So
yeah,
it's like he even mentioned this too. Like he gets this like and Ron can share this too. I don't want to speak for Ron, but I know he can share this on it. He could attest to this, but he always says he either gets hot or he just really feels something too. Like he gets like a message like that, boom, boom, boom. He just have to share it, and we all kind of have these gifts when it comes to that too because with me, sometimes I get feelings too, but sometimes lately, because I did a mediumship course, with Debbie Fevered Spirit, and sometimes too, I see some colors too, and I really see like purple shapes. Sometimes it looks like a bird, it looks like a plane, it looks like a glass of martini, and it's just really interesting how most of us have gifts. We see colors, we taste them, we feel them, or even just like in general too, with certain people. It's just amazing. And so, yeah, it's just like Ron is amazing, and also with you, Gertrude, because I know you love to do practice Reiki. Am I correct? And
yes. I
yes,
I do it mostly on myself
yeah,
when I did it, and I I used to join a Reiki group, and then with COVID, we went on Zoom, and then when they get back to the office, I just didn't feel comfortable doing Reiki, without mask or protection. And then I get involved with this, so I let that one go.
mm, gotcha. Because with Reiki also, because I'm just this, I always like wanted to get my certification in Reiki, and right now I'm taking a Usui Reiki certification,
Yes,
and I'm almost like almost done with it. I'm just doing like the self attunements, just when it comes to scanning my own energy, if I'm feeling out of whack, or if there's like any sensations there too. And just like with you, Gertrude, because you like to practice with yourself, do you, when you like doing like a scan per se, do you notice anything like powerful like from any of your energy, or just in general when you're doing your self attunement, or is it just if you want to share?
the attunement, I have a hard time. That's why I really, you know, envy or admire those who get it. I have a hard time feeling or seeing anything. And
Mm,
for the attunement, I didn't really feel anything. But when I do Reiki on myself, I can feel my, like, when I get very tense up or, don't feel, it's same with meditation. So when
right.
I do Reiki, I could feel my whole body relaxing and calm down. It's like meditation, not so much down because I kind of go into it pretty much in a calm state. But I remember a time when I would stay in going to meditation and my mind would be racing. And then with meditation, the mind slows down and the breath also slows down.
Yeah, that's
And then,
beautiful.
you reach that calm state.
That's beautiful. And also, if you want to, have a discussion about breath work, because, with that, with breath too, and how we can, when we're meditating and breath work, and just really, breath work is a powerful practice for anyone who wants to just, find clarity, and also, clarity to just, take your power back, to find clarity for your mind, for your body, for your heart too. And it's just like, from because I know people who really practice, breath work, and a lot of them are certified yoga instructors also, and they've been teaching for like 10 plus years. And just like, when it comes to, what they teach, when they're mindfulness classes in person or just in general too, just like with breathwork, how you can just really take the time for yourself to just simply just like taking a breath in with the inhale and just taking a breath out with the exhale, and just like really bringing that clarity back towards yourself to bring your power back, take your power back from any challenging situations that you're going through. And so for you, Gertrude, and for anyone else too who has questions for her too, if you want to, want a card, if you guys want to ask her any questions, and just like how for you, Gertrude, just to get back to you, like like when you practice breathwork, do you like experiencing any like powerful sensations when you are just taking your power back, or if you're just finding that clarity for yourself? Do you feel like energized, relaxed, or anything else you want to share?
Well, actually, the breath, but what what started me on it was when I was a nun,
Yeah.
and then at meditation, I found that my breathing was distracting me, and so I
Mhm.
tried to um, kind of deal with it by, so when I breathe in, I say God. When I breathe out, I say God. And then when I came across breathwork with Buddhism, I was really surprised that what I started doing, because I found it was a hindrance, Buddhists actually use it for meditation. So
Mm.
the one time I really went to learn breath work was when I went to this Buddhist monk. I asked him how to teach me how to meditate, and he taught me a very simple method. And he said you just put one hand here, the right hand over, and then when you breathe in, you stay rising, because when you breathe in, rising. When you breathe out, falling, rising, falling, rising, falling. And
Mm.
that's the only form of meditation he taught me. And he said, when you get used to it, you don't have to put the hand there. You put the hand there at the beginning. And that is a simple way of meditation to focus the mind, mindful meditation.
Yeah.
After that, my late husband got sick, so I didn't go back. But that was, so can you show us some breath work, yoga, breathing, breath work?
Yeah, of course. And just like you mentioned too, like you had one hand, like on your stomach or your heart, and just
Yeah.
like the other one to meet it, and just simply taking a deep breath in and just exhaling the breath out. It's kind of like you feeling your body expand and grounding at the same time. So it's kind of like what what you, that the Buddhist breath work too. And it's like the people who taught me is kind of a similar kind of meditations too. And just like one way too, like you don't have to have your hands like on your stomach or on your heart. You could also, if you want to just, connect with your heart also, you could just do that at the same time. So it's kind of like, if you want to just, connect with your heart more, just simply taking a deep breath in, just exhaling the breath out. So you could do that either way. Just have one hand to your heart, or one and just the other one on top, or one on your stomach and one on your heart, or just have both on your stomach too. Really, depending to whatever feels comfortable for anyone to, and just simply just allowing the breath to just flow naturally. If you want to just like with the box breathing I was mentioning to you earlier, and before we started, just like we could inhale for two and just holding the breath for two counts also, and then releasing the breath out for two, and just really repeating that, going at your own pace when it comes to breath work. And just really, if you want to do more counts, if you want to breathe in for three and holding for three, and then exhaling the breath out for three too. Even how we exhale the breath out also, through the nose or through the mouth, that really depends on your comfort level too, because they both have really good benefits when it comes to releasing the breath out through the mouth. When you release it out through the mouth, it helps you to relax, and even out through the nose also, it really helps you energize your mind also, and it helps focus, being present in the moment when you're meditating. So that's like pretty much those examples that you can do. when it
Yeah.
comes to breath work. And how you do it is totally up to us too. And so, like, really the point of it too is just really having fun with that also. Because, when we're taking the time for ourselves throughout our busy day to just ground our energy, to find clarity, to really just, center ourselves also, and how we can really just connect with our breath is powerful alone. So that's pretty
Yeah.
much I can share with that.
Yeah. So they always talk about breathing the diaphragm.
Yeah, I'm still learning that too.
So how do you do that? I mean, yoga breathing, is it with the diaphragm?
Yes, yes, it's with the diaphragm too, because we like you mentioned the ujjayi. I'm saying
Yeah.
ujjayi. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still learning that too. I know I'm familiar with that also, but when it comes to yoga, because there's a lot of styles too, from vinyasa to like restorative yin yoga too, and
Yeah.
just like like restorative too is very relaxing. It's kind of like with yin yoga too. It's like it's movement, but it's not like you're just like moving at a fast pace. You're just really taking your time to do that. And just I can show you an example of like some certain poses that can help you open your chest to really connect with your diaphragm also. And even just let me see, I can move my chair for a bit. So I set up my mat too, just for anyone too who's like into yoga. And also with if you guys could see it, you could use like any like props too, like a blocks per se. And just like there's like this one pose called cat and cow sequence. So it's kind of like, for example, you just come in all fours. You can have like your hands on your blocks, or you can have them away too. Just really depending on your comfort level. And just like, for anyone who wants to just practice this, just really practice at your own comfort level, and just whether you're experienced or if you're new to, just to really, listen to your body, and especially when it comes to your breath too, just really taking the time to just listen to your body, and just really just, going connecting with your breath and your body with one breath and one movement. And so it's kind of like with the cat and cow. So it's kind of like, it really helps support the hips, but also your diaphragm also. So as you inhale, you could arch your hips down, and then exhale the breath out too. Just really come into cat. So that's one of them too that you can do when it comes to just with when it comes to just connecting with your diaphragm. And also, when you want to just say, get a good stretch within your back or your hips too, you could exhale the breath out. You come to a Una Maka Shavasana, so it's kind of like a downward facing dog. So it's like, this really, pose to can really just help you just not only just stretch out your other back muscles, but also, to really just move the energy around. If you've been sitting on a computer all day, or if you want to just like exhale the breath out, putting one heel down, and just exhaling the breath out, inhaling. Oh no, let me rephrase that. And so as you're inhaling, you can exhale the heel down, and as you inhale, you can bring the heel up and bring the other one down too. So really, when it comes to a downward facing dog, just really taking the time to just really play with that. Just really, switching around if you want to inhaling with the breath, putting one foot down with the other two, really depending on that. And just like when you are finished too, you could, you know, lift your leg up, and you could just exhale the breath, step in one leg and the other one to meet it with the, forward fold. So you can also just inhaling with the breath, come in halfway, and then exhaling the breath down for a forward fold. And then inhaling with the arms up, and then bring your hands together for samasti. It's kind of like with another version of Tadasana. So it's like this grounding pose of Tadasana with a mountain pose. Can really just help you to not only ground your energy, but also just align yourself too. So those are examples I could share because I'm still practicing. But what you can, I'm sorry, Ricky, what you can do just when it comes to connect with your breath and how you can move your body is totally up to you. So whether you're a beginner or if you're just experienced to just really pay attention, connecting with your breath, and just really moving with your body at your own pace, at your own time. Because I can't tell you how you should move your body when it comes to yoga. It's really up to you in your own practice to do that. I'm just showing you examples how you can do that. If that makes any sense. So
I
hope
find
you
it
guys.
so I find it so beautiful when you talk about breath work. I don't do very much with breath work. Quite recently, Brian Scott has one meditation with the breath work, and that was really powerful. Uh,
Mm,
he has several form of breathing, and then at the end, you just sink deep into yourself. So I'm going to look more into breath work.
cool. Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's just
The
I'll
way you, oh,
sorry.
sorry,
No, I'm gonna interrupt you. Go ahead.
the way you describe it is just so beautiful. You know how you breathe in and feel it. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just like, like what my teacher Sue who taught me, and it's just like really just learn, just really, connect with your breath and just really connecting with your body also. You don't really have to like it's not yoga is not all about stretching. It's about really uniting with yourself, with your body, with your breath, with your mind, with everything too. It's kind of like the ultimate self-care practice because you could just do like, and with the 8 limbs of yoga, the asana practice is really well known, in the spiritual community, but also there's when it comes to breath work, just really doing that when it comes to meditation, like you shared too with your breath work, and like the stuff I shared too, that's like another form of yoga. And like yoga itself, it's like a lifestyle because it's been around like, for almost 5,000 years. And it's just like, the roots coming from Afghanistan and then going to the Eastern cultures too in India and Southeast Asia too, and so many other places. It's beautiful, and even like after you practice saying mantras too, like or just doing that also when it comes to like there's I have to think of it. With mantras, you could really just sing like if you heard that phrase "Om," so it's kind of like
yeah.
yeah, so you can do that just to really help you because the mind really loves sound too. And it's just like if you just practice saying like a mantra out loud or even just, saying it, quietly too, it really helps their brain just, it's like it is melts per se too. And it's really awesome how you can really just do that, in so many ways. If you feel comfortable doing that, you know, um, I forgot what is it called too. I believe it's Tantra yoga too. I believe it that. I have to look that up too because sometimes I forget, but I have to relearn what I know, and when I do, I'll share it with you guys too. So I'm still a student, but I love to share what I know too with all
Ah,
you.
so like Reiki, when you feel the person body, are you able to feel the different spots?
Actually, yeah. I mean, like when I'm still practicing Reiki, but
Yeah.
recently, like just when I doing a scan on myself, I mean, like today, just before we, did this live stream, I really felt something within like my third eye, but and even just like that the other week before, I still something near my throat. So it's like my hand was vibrating. I was like, oh my gosh, because I was just really letting the universe just guide me. And it's just like really just like feeling that vibration sensation. It's like, oh my gosh, there's something there. It's like just really noticing that too. And so it's kind of like with Reiki, and I always attune to myself first just to be that clear vessel. So it's kind of like letting the universal energy just flow through me and just really just doing that scan. And I really when I the first couple of times I did that with the self attunement, I just really the first thing I felt was in my throat. So it's like my hands were vibrating. And then the second time too, and it's just, I felt something in my third eye. So, oh, and also Tara, Good to see you, Tara. And she has something to share about breathwork too. As she says, breathwork is so helpful. It strengthens our back. Yeah, it does. We go carrying everything in our back. We forget to breathe and breathe out with the flow. As that is good. That is true, Tara. And thank you for mentioning that too. And good to see you also too. So if I didn't say that to you or to anyone in the chat room, Miss Candy and everyone else too who's in there. And it's just like with breathwork, how it can be so helpful. Not only it can strengthen our back, but also it helps clear our minds too. Just like, if we're going through any kind of stressful situations, if we need to just, connect with our breath, just holding our hearts close to each other. And we can how we practice that too with breathwork in so many ways. It's powerful alone. So yeah.
Anyway, so how about your spirit guides? Do you feel your spirit guides around you?
hmm Every day, honestly.
Oh, I never think of this, but I just feel so strongly the energy. That I just feel the energy so strongly, and so that's why I ask you. So how do you connect with your spirit guides?
Oh, that's a good question too.
Yeah,
And I learned this too from Debbie Fever's Spirit. Shout out to her, my big sis Sonia May Lee and EQ, and my big brother Ron here too. And it's just like, just really, just relaxing with yourself, really just connecting not only with your heart but your entire aura too. That's what I learned from Debbie because she teaches all about mediumship and how you can just really just connect with your spirit guides too, and just really trusting what you're feeling. It could be from like if you see any kind of colors, if you are just, if you taste anything too, just really, connecting with your heart, especially with your entire being, also really connecting with your spirit team. And just like if you don't feel anything, also just really practicing that too, just when it comes to being present, just really relaxing the mind, body, and just really trusting what you're feeling at this time. So it's kind of like it's, like with anything too that if it's new to you and just really comes to practicing, just really do that on a regular basis. And with me, I'll share the example of that. It's just like how I really connect with my spirit guides. I just really just be, I'm like a maniac when it comes to meditation because I always practice being present in the moment. Even the things like the time where I'm just really going deep and just like if you feel any sensations, if a thought pops up or if you feel like some kind of emotion or if you taste something within your mouth or if you see any kind of colors too, just really trusting that no matter what, just really trusting what you're feeling, from your spirit team. And even if you want to just, ask questions with that too, I mean, that's like the beauty about, having your oracle and tarot cards too, so it's kind of, even if you don't need to use them too, so it's like however that feels right for you, just really connect with that, if that makes any sense.
you know what I have been doing with almost all of my with almost all of my guests. I have been asking them for reading.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Yeah, so now that you talk about the cards, you can give me a reading.
Oh, you want a reading?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah. I mean, of course, I'll give you definitely if anyone else wants a reading also, because I was trying to do that earlier, but I think people were busy. But that's cool if you guys are busy also. But I'll definitely.
yeah. Suddenly it occurred to me. Well,
Yes.
it just happened that way. I think it happened with one live, and we didn't have any questions, and so I asked Avana and Terry for a reading, and then after that, I found myself doing it,
Nice.
getting a reading before anyone else. But since I think the conversation has been so riveting that people, it's more interesting to listen to than to ask questions.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, because
It's fascinating because tonight you open out because I know you have all this inside, but tonight you lay it all out and it's beautiful.
thank you. And same goes to you too. Just open to sharing your story also, and also when it comes to getting a reading from other people, like like before, I always ask people, but also I like to draw cards on my own, like on myself too, because I'm always curious and learning. So
I
it's
don't
like
do. I know I don't do that enough. I'm going to start.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just like if you make it like a fun activity, just what can I learn today too? And just pulling like a card, from a tarot deck or oracle deck too, and just like really just just really taking what you've just pulled for you also, and it's like, okay, maybe I'll just learn to be more open or accepting, just when it comes to anything as well, and just really connect with that. So it could be like a fun thing you can do, especially with yourself or even with a group of friends also. So
yeah.
yeah.
I I sense energy mainly with more with my head than anything else, and the heart, but still not very much. Just with my head. And halfway through when you were sharing, my head just I just feel this strong energy until I have
Mm,
hard time seeing even because the energy is so strong.
right. I feel you. And so, I pulled three cards for you, Gertrude, and because when it comes to the cards I pull for people, and like if it doesn't resonate with you at this time, I totally understand that because sometimes I could be wrong too, when it comes to the timing of it. But what you can take from these messages, also if you're open to receiving, that is totally fine, also because I have no problem being wrong if that's it, so be it. But you know, um, because when it comes to these, I pulled three cards too from the Elemental Oracle deck too by Stacey and Marco, and the first card that I pulled for you too is all about building. So it's like the Atoms card, and this is really connected to like the water element, the fire element, the air element, and the earth element too. And basically, like for you also, Gertrude, I just feel like you are really just building yourself up when it comes to your own spirituality, but everything in your life in general. So it's kind of like with this message too, like you are building yourself up. You're with your YouTube channel, you're doing something new. You're improving yourself on a regular basis, and just like continue to do that for yourself when it comes to building yourself up spiritually, creatively, in so many ways. It's kind of like you're on a road to just building yourself up. You are just trying new things. You're just and you're just you're learning and exploring, and you're building yourself up at the same time. But also with the second message that I have for you is all about attraction, and this is really connected to the earth element, with magnetism, and just like what you can take from this message too, is you really know what you truly want in your life. Also, when it comes to just with anything, just really knowing which direction that you're going, and just really knowing what you want. Also, when it comes to attraction with magnetism, and just like really knowing where we're going and just what path we're going on also is powerful itself, and really know what we're doing, know which direction that we're going to in our lives, and just in general also it's a powerful way to just really staying on track too, and especially to things that we want to experience and learn in our lives also. But
You
also, oh, go ahead.
Yeah, that card, I
This
could
one?
almost, yes, I could almost see myself there, the inner child in me looking in wonder at what is unfolding.
Cool. That's powerful. This really resonates with you with this card.
Yes, yes,
Cool. Powerful. And just also with the next message that I have, because it really ties into the other two cards also, just to really connect to your magic also, because magic is all about taking action, manifesting, and just like anything that you want to manifest for yourself when it comes to any goals that you want to set, could be spiritually, creatively, etc. Just really taking the time for yourself to really connecting with that magic that you have, and just really taking action with that too. And it really ties into the other two cards that I go for you also, when it comes to building and knowing exactly what you want to, the pathway you want to go to. And just like with magic, because we all have this within ourselves. And for you, Gertrude, also just to really connecting with that magic that you have to just to take action, to manifest anything that you want to experience in your life, what you want to have in your life also. And manifesting is all about taking action and just really going for it, and just really manifesting that in your life also. And so with these three cards together, Gertrude, feel free to let me know if any of these messages really resonate with you at this time. And so when it comes to building, just continue to build yourself up.
yes,
when it comes to this message, and knowing which direction that you want to go to in your life also when it comes to anything, when it comes to this grounding message here. And just really connecting with your magic, really manifesting anything that you want to experience in your life also when it comes to magic, and manifesting. And that's pretty much what I got for you. So,
It's really magical. All three I relate to, but especially the second and the last one. Uh,
mm,
this, this the Ra Collective Rahasha told
yeah,
me about my magical personality.
mm-hmm,
So I see the hands, and you know, the hands are very powerful,
they are.
especially like Reiki. We do that to feel the energy. And well, thank you. What deck is that? It's beautiful.
Oh yeah, it's called the Elemental Oracle deck by Stacey DeMarco. So
Stacy DeMarco. Oh, I'm going to look at it. Element.
yeah, I'll post the link to the deck if anyone's interested in
Ah,
for yourself. So
beautiful. Because I like to keep those three cards close to me. I
okay, yeah,
I like to have those three cards because they speak so much to me.
okay. Oh, you want to see him again?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So definitely. So these are the three cards that I pulled for you too. I'll actually post a picture of these cards and send it to you also. So if you want to just look at
Yeah.
it. So
Yeah. Well, that's a beautiful read.
thank you. I try my best. Just really connecting to the universe and just feeling what to draw for you too for someone who wants to ask for a reading. So
Yeah. I notice you are very connected to yourself, with your inner self, your whole body, your feeling. I'm going to explore it more. You know, I come from Catholic background, and so everything is pretty much dry. So I have my meditation, and that's about it. But when it comes to all this sensation or all this, I don't go very much into them.
mm,
Oh, I think Tararena.
yeah, I saw that her question right. And she says, I had a dream last night. I saw people, some dogs, others were kids, maybe families hurrying from and to the next street.
Right, running away from rising ocean
Maybe.
water. Yeah.
Is this like a question you want a reading on, Tara? If you want to elaborate on that too? Because I feel like you got to hit on something,
The
but
people, maybe tsunami, the people look American.
mm. Oh, tsunami. Okay, people looked American.
So that's a dream.
Oh, maybe it's a dream. Yeah. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's a powerful dream.
Yeah.
But with the earth purging itself, you never know what's going to happen next. Fire, flooding, earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We definitely need to be careful. Yeah, that sounds like you gotta hit on something, Tara. With those powerful dreams, because lately too, like there's been these fires in my area in California.
Yeah,
And just the weather's been really wild lately too. Like it's been like hotter than it usually is in summer, and it's just like you probably gotta hit on something too when it comes to those dreams, and it's probably like you're really in tune with that, Tara. So that's powerful that you share that too. And if you is this if it's I'm wondering if it's just like a question you want me to do a reading on. Also, just feel free to let me know. I could pull a few cards for you on that also. So yeah, thank you for sharing that too, Tara. That was pretty powerful.
yeah.
Mm. So
Well,
yes. Oh my gosh, I'm totally blank right now. Okay, so the tourists.
read. Yes, she wants you to read. She wants us to read.
Okay. I wasn't sure, but thank you for that. But I'll pull some cards for you on that, Tara. So, ooh, I'm getting a feeling now. Interesting. Let's see if I can. Yeah, got something in my head. So, Tara's dream rescue. What did it mean? Mm. Mm. I've got these strange sensations too when it comes to that. Your question, Tara. I'm just really feeling the energy of that. And I'm getting a lot of earth related messages too. So let's see if I can pull the card. So I'm really feeling now. I'm feeling sensation within my neck. I don't usually feel that too. So it's kind of like a sign there too to pay attention to that when it comes to your question, Tara. I'm not sure if you felt the same thing when it comes to, when you had that dream, if you had any kind of sensations also. But right now I'm feeling it within my neck. So I just want to, wonder if that resonated too. So let me see. Mm. And so it was hard to save the children. Mm. Oh man, that's powerful. So for you, Tara, and feel free to let me know if this resonated. And I got three messages for you. Um, the first card that I have too, is all about protection. So it's kind of like, maybe like the dream was, like a warning too. So maybe we need to, protect ourselves in a very powerful way when it comes to just, with this earthly elemental message here, all about protecting ourselves, protecting our energy, protecting our bodies, and etc. So when it comes to protection, and also just to you know to connect with the earth also maybe just like this another earthly message similar to this one all about protecting ourselves, protecting our energy, our bodies, our minds, just really just to really connect with the earth, also to connect with nature, to the earth, and really connecting with our heart chakras too, just when it comes to just connecting with the earth again too. Maybe nature is probably upset with us, or maybe there's something that's going on that we don't understand. But maybe that dream was a warning too, just to really just to prepare ourselves. Also, really just when it comes to connect with the earth, also to really just connect with our hearts, to really have that earthly connection again too with Mother Earth. Just like you can see in this picture. And just also with the last message that I have too is all about water. So maybe like with the talking about the tsunami also, just really taking the time for ourselves to just to express our creativity when it comes to connecting with the earth, just really standing up for her, to really just, for, not only with the earth, but also, for ourselves too, to the things that are coming. So, with this dream that you have to read, Tara, and I'm just going to really answer this the best way that I can. It's just like with with water too. It's all about creation, creativity. Just really taking the time for ourselves to just expressing our creativity when we are connecting with our hearts, and really just connecting with the earth also. And feel free to share too, if this really resonated too with the dream that you had also. So I got like, with protection, all about protecting ourselves, in every category. So with our minds, our bodies, with our emotions, and even when it comes to just protecting our environment too with the earth, basically also with this message, and just taking the time for ourselves to just really having that earthly connection to connect with our hearts, with our beautiful planet, and with nature also, just with this message here, and truly expressing that with our creativity too when it comes to water, expressing our creativity, and in so many ways when it comes to protecting ourselves and really just connecting with our hearts at the same time, especially with the earth. So I'm really getting this earthly kind of message feel too when it comes to your dreams. So hopefully that makes sense to you, Tara, when it comes to your dream that you had. And many blessings to you also. And I'll let Gertrude go too if you want to share anything also.
Yeah, yeah. I was looking. My dog is looking at me, and so I was smiling at her because anyway, I asked Rahashan to move the pendulum for me, and it went a definite yes. And then I picked this card, helpless, helpless and hopeless. While the title of this card may sound bleak, don't let it scare you. This card arrives as a wake up call to adjust your thinking about a situation or relationship. So, what the Ra collective Rahasha always says about things like this happening, natural disaster, is that everything happened as it should be. Wake up call. And when there are natural disaster like that, it also provides us with the opportunity to be of service to others.
Mm,
Yeah, just like COVID, it really pulls people together, brings a lot of people together. So that is, and actually that's a very up card. It's helpless and hopeless. It depicts very well that. Oh,
yeah.
Ivana is here.
Hey, Ivana, good to see you, my friend. I connect with her before. She's awesome. So it's all good if you're late. I understand if you're busy and all that too. So good to see you
Yeah.
also.
Actually, one of the first live I saw was Ron, Unconditional Love Tarot, You with Ivana. That so that
Mm.
was one of the first live that I was watching.
Oh, nice. That's
Yeah,
awesome. And Tara says people were creating human chains to help move up the children. Hmm. I see.
yeah,
Hmm. So that card you pulled, uh, Gertrude, is kind of like when it comes to it's all about connecting with the people, right? Just really, you know,
yeah. It says helpless and hopeless and helpless, and then it's the card says, but don't look at it as a bleak situation. Take heart because even at the worst times with the worst disaster, there is you know the universe always have a message.
yeah. And that's like you said, the children of the earth. And this card, your second one, just really just came out too strongly. So it's kind of like need to connect with our hearts more too, especially with the earth and with nature, with animals, and the elements and the planets also. Just to really share that love too. And just like with creativity, you can really just expressing that love with your own creative energy. So, and like you see too with this next message too, with the doves there too, that's really, doves are really just, connected to purity and, innocence also. And so it's kind of like, like you said, the children of the earth, Tara. And it's just like, the second card I pull, about, with the earth and just really having that um, heart to heart connection with the earth, also with with us as a human species, and just really taking time to express that with our creativity, and even with the first card that I pulled too about protection, it's gonna also mean just really protecting our environment when it comes to the earth and just ourselves too as human beings, just when it comes to that as well. So yeah, that's thank you for sharing that, Tara, too. And it's just and also Gertrude, also that card you pulled was really kind of powerful, and it really resonates to what I pulled too with this one. So
Those are lovely cards.
thank you. Yeah, these are really cool cards also. And my big sis Sonia Main Lee uses these cards too. So I hooked her like his when she saw this deck for the first time, I hooked her up
Yeah.
with the deck too. And she uses them for her own readings also, and she's just amazing too. So
Oh, she's one of the first person I watched also, and she's beautiful.
she is.
Yeah.
She's
There's
awesome.
something so special about her. Very gentle spirit. Just something. you know. So I like to watch her shows because she just have that calm, that peaceful aura.
Yeah, she does. She's very down to earth person too, and she
Yeah.
practices what she preaches too. So she's a real deal. That's why I call her my big sis because she's taught me a lot too.
Ah,
So yeah,
talking
just
about big sis, do you have siblings?
I have one sister, so she doesn't live with us per se, but she visits us every week or so. She's like my older sister. I only have
Ah,
one sister, and that's it. So I used to be, just have yeah, just one sister, one niece too, because my sister has a daughter, and she's like my niece, and um, she's gonna turn 14 next month, so she's a teenager already, and she's just amazing. Even with my mom too, because she helped raise her also. Just
ah.
raising. Yeah, she's a own little lady now. I'm proud of her. So
Oh, she's she's blessed to have you for uncle.
I know
I,
that everyone says that.
I
I'm just
bet
the
you do.
uncle that just listens.
Yeah, yeah. You are very, very loving, very caring. I'm sure you do a lot with her and for her.
Yeah, we did, especially when she was little. I remember my mom, like when she was first born, like October 2nd, 2008. And so, like, I got a text, and I was sleeping at the time, and my mom texted me, I saw this beautiful baby picture. I was like, that's my niece. And so that's cool. And, soon as we are just, like my sister was raising her, and she loved to, when she was like a baby, she liked to hold my game controller. So it's kind of like, with her uncle's stuff, I let her hold it, and she loved to play games and watch Spider-Man. And it's just the cutest thing. And now she loves to do that on her own. And, I even gave her the Nintendo Switch that myself and my mom and my dad contributed to it so she can, be responsible and take care of it for herself. So it's kind of like, too, it's like, because with the Nintendo Switch, I could have kept it, but I was like, you know what, Andre, just keep it, make sure you take care of the Nintendo Switch and you can have all the games on there too. So you can take it to your dad's, take it here, etc. So, she's her own little lady and she's, awesome.
Yeah, it's nice.
Oh, yeah. Turn on the light. There you go. You guys can see me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the shadows like Batman or something. I was like, wait a minute, I'm totally, shadow thing. So there you go. So yeah, thank you, Tara, for your question too. So that was powerful, and thank you for sharing it with us too. And hopefully, the cards that me and Gertrude pulled too are very helpful when it comes to your dream that you had. And so, and yes, dubs are divine gifts from spirit too. Yeah, all about purity too. Really powerful.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. So, anything else you want to talk about, Gertrude, or anyone else you want to ask with her, or just anything else? Because, if you have to go, Gertrude, I understand. But if you
Oh,
ask her anything too, I am totally down too.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I, I get this way. Your energy is so strong that I have to really force myself to focus because my head is just take it's just the energy just is so strong that I kind of have to force myself to focus.
I get that.
Yeah,
I get.
that's why I asked about your spirit guides because you know sometimes like with Rahasha when Diane is when very often when Diane is doing reading the I can feel the presence of the spirit guides or whatever. And one time I was attending a live with someone who works with angels, and I
Mm,
get such a strong feeling that I couldn't concentrate at all. So at a session with Rahasha, I asked what it was, and he told me that I attract a group of what do you call it angels. So that was what the energy of the angels just kind of blew me off. And tonight, whatever energy is around you is just like blowing my mind off.
yeah, my spirit team, and not just they're out there. So my mom's one of them because she's always
Ah,
her like
no,
around me.
when we were talking like earlier on, when we were talking about breathing meditation and all that, I could feel the energy so strongly. Yeah.
Cool. Cool. Awesome. And same to you also. It's just like, when it comes, it's just like, it's something refreshing about you. That's just like, huh, like, she's just like, like when you share, it's like, I want to listen. It's like, I always learn something from you, even if I'm just listening for like a few minutes. It's like, that's
Ah,
very grounding, just when it comes to you.
like for me also tonight, when I listen to you,
Yeah.
I learned a big thing, which is, leave my mind open,
Mm-hmm.
explore. I don't do enough of that. Explore. And when you were describing the colors, I could see them mentally, when you describe the colors. So like angels, do you see them in meditation?
Sometimes, yeah, it really I say depends, but it really just pop in here and there, especially if I'm going deep within. So I usually see them when I'm just have my eyes closed, but even also right now too, I'm seeing purple, like literally. So it's like if I look up, and it's just like I see like two like purple dots. I'm not sure what the kind of images are, but it's kind of like wondering like what the heck am I seeing? It's not like I'm going crazy or anything, but it's like I see purple for some reason too, and it's very powerful. Even like when I feel something, it's kind of like with the shoulder thing too, because my shoulder was never hurting at all today. So it's kind of like
Mm.
when I did Tara's reading for her, I kind of felt this shoulder pain sensation. It's kind of hit home too. It was like near my neck and near my shoulder too. It's like, ooh, that actually kind of, hurt. But I felt that at the same time. It's kind of like, the spirit team wants to share a message or something. And so it's kind of like, sometimes when I meditate, I usually see angels. Sometimes I see colors. Sometimes I even taste stuff too. So it really depends, what my spirit team wants to share with me and what I'm sensing.
Yeah. Oh, one thing you can share, sound therapy. One day Rahasha was telling me that when I'm doing my hospice work, and he says sound therapy. I have not explored that very much. So what do
Mhm.
you do with sound therapy?
Like, like sound therapy, like, with the singing bowls, per se? Is that what you're talking about?
The singing, like,
Yeah.
yeah, the singing bowl.
Yeah, I can show you an example, kind of like with this, right? Because I
Yeah.
always, with like the sound therapy, because sound is really, our mind really loves sound when we're listening to music. Especially, I could just share an example of that. I could just read my. Uh,
I have I have three of those, but I never really explore how to make them how to make them sound.
so it's kind of like with sound too. It's a tricky one because I'm still exploring that as well, and it's just like how you could just like like you are just like per se
That's
you
a
are.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
Oh, that's a beautiful sound just now.
Oh yeah, it was just like hit it once too, because with the singing bowl, it's like an F note plus crystallized singing bowl. You could get this at Amazon. But I got this as a gift too, because I was gonna buy this off Black Friday. It was like on sale. I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy this. I got the money. I could just get it on Black Friday, and it's just like this crystallized singing bowl is really good just to help you to connect with your heart and any part of your body also. So it's like if you turn it like counterclockwise, if you do it to your left, it really just helps just to clear the energy too. It's kind of like whether you use it counterclockwise or clockwise too. It just really helps just to relax the mind also. Just how you just turn it also. So like if you just like turn it slowly, kind of like if you're like say if you're stirring like the something in a recipe, and it's just like going slow, and then just if you hear the sound get louder and louder, and it's just it really helps just to play along with it too. If you go pretty fast, it'll get louder, but if you just go like slowly too, just like like I'm doing too,
Yeah.
and just really just let it just flow. Also, you could do it either direction. Also, depending on what you want to do. So the the point, the purpose of these awesome tools is to help you to just find clarity within your mind, also and within your body too, and it just really helps just relax everything. So especially with sound therapy, like with the sound baths and everything else too, it's just like they can be used for so many purposes. So hopefully that was a helpful demonstration of that.
Yeah. So now I get an idea.
Cool.
Yeah. So I have all these things and I don't explore with them enough. So I just concentrate on meditation, but I don't explore enough.
Mm, that's powerful. And what Tara says too, when she's in the garden, I see spirit. It overlaps. Oh, that's cool, Tara. It overlaps the
Yeah.
3D. That's powerful. Yeah, I'm glad you like the sound singing bowl. Also, I'll try to link it too for anyone who wants to check it out for themselves. Also, in the description below too, because with this singing bowl also, and you say you have 3 of them, right? Which ones
Yeah.
do you want to share?
I don't know. I just
You don't have to. I'm just saying, like if
yeah,
because
it's three size. I believe one might be a D. Yeah, I'll have to look it up. Yeah.
okay, cool. Because mine's an F plus, so like just reading
But
that too.
I can show you one that I have.
Oh yeah, sure. Please do. Oh man. Oh.
This is actually my prize. Look at this
Oh,
thing.
that's beautiful. That's what my friend uses in her sound glass. That's a similar. Oh, that's
Ah,
nice, nice.
so I bought it long ago, like more than 10 years ago, because I found it beautiful. But I just put it more like decoration.
Oh, okay,
So I
cool.
have to learn how to use it more.
Yeah, it's like whether you have like that kind of bowl or like a crystallized singing bowl, just really just just really playing along with it too. If you want to go counterclockwise or clockwise too, just to really play with that. Also. Your fur babies like it too,
Yeah,
apparently.
they are getting restless because they say it's doing. So
Oh,
what I
I
do
get.
is it's very. If I show them, all I have to do is show them this.
Oh no, like don't.
They run out. They keep quiet.
Oh, like mama.
Oh,
I
yes,
get that.
I'll show
My
you.
fur babies are asleep right now, so.
I'll show you one of my fur babies. So this,
Oh, hello there. What's up, buddy?
yeah, this is the boy. I mean, she's a girl, but she's a tomboy. And she likes
Oh,
to go out in the garden chasing after lizard. And she's very good, but she wants to go outside. And so
okay.
that's why she's barking at me like, that's enough. I need to go outside.
I understand. I understand. That's so beautiful. Your fur babies.
But they are pretty good. Yeah.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
And the other one is
Same time,
the,
right?
the sister is the timid one, and she's hiding over there.
Oh, she's like, I don't want no part of it. So I get it.
Yeah.
So cute.
Marie, Marie, come, come. Yeah, she
Mhm.
she sleeps the whole day, most of the day, and then around this time, Ginger has been playing all day. So around this time, Ginger wants to sleep and she wants to play. So the two of them fight sometimes. Ginger is like telling her, "Leave me alone," and then she
Oh,
gets mad.
I get that because I don't know if you can see him, but he's Ricky.
Oh yeah.
He sleeps, so he likes to sleep next to me or near my doors. He's like my guard dog. That's my brother.
Oh,
Ricky.
that's so cute.
Yep, he's the man around here. So, and my other one too likes to sleep under my bed because I set up a bed for her in my niece's room because the one of the TV stands that my parents bought for Ricky for when we moved to our new house was actually a doggy bed, but I made it just for Teddy so she could have a comfortable place she could sleep in,
Yeah.
toys and everything. But apparently she likes to sleep under my bed, and I asked my cousin, does she like to do that? And she, because it's my cousin's dog per se too, and she's like, yeah, she always does that when she was with her, and I was like, oh, okay, so I get it. Because I thought, I was like, how come she likes to sleep under the bed? I was like, is she okay? Is this But apparently that's her normal little thing too, my little Yorkie. So awesome. And hello to Lisa. She walks in beauty. Good to see you, my friend. It's good. And so, yeah, if anyone has any questions for Gertrude or anything else, we could wrap things up if you guys have to. If you have to go, Gertrude, I understand. If you have to do anything else, I don't see any
Oh,
other.
no, 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 not really.
Okay, cool, cool, cool. I'm just making sure if anyone else wants like a card for today, if you want to ask me, have a message for today, or just anything else too, you're more than welcome to ask me, too, or Gertrude, or if you guys want a message for today, before you wrap things up. If not, I can just pull something for the collective too. That really feels right. So, oh, you have two cats, Tara? That's cool. Yeah, my friend has she had like 8 cats too, but now she has like 6. So, yeah, cats are awesome too, including dogs. So good stuff. And Trina says laid out. So your fur babies are asleep apparently. Yeah. So that's cool. Cool, cool stuff. So, let's see if anyone has any questions here. See anything. Apparently, I don't see any other questions, so I could pull some cards for the collective, and then we could wrap things up here if that's all right with you, Gertrude.
Yeah.
All right, cool. I mean, it's just that if you want to, talk more about anything else. So,
Yeah.
how you feeling right now, Gertrude? Just our
Oh,
conversation.
yeah. Yeah. Very good.
Cool,
So
cool.
I'm just in my mind, I'm just thinking that I have to explore more because it's easy to fall into a state of complacency, spiritually.
Right.
And Rahasha is always talking about living with passion, doing the things you love, and you have to live with passion. And so I think for too long I have been just lazy. I fall into a state of I go to work, I come back, I watch YouTube, and I don't do very much.
Oh, you have to beat yourself up. I mean, it's just like it's good to honor where we're at. If you love to watch YouTube, that's like helps you to relax. I totally get
Yeah,
that. Because with me, when I used to work too a long time ago, when I started my YouTube channel, I was working at the time, just being a janitor. I was like, you know what? After work, I'm watching YouTube, I'm watching a video, and I just binge watch videos. So I get you on that.
I
I
was
get,
watching movies,
yeah,
and I watch, yeah, dogs, mostly movies. And then I started getting so more than 2 years ago, with all this thing with the country. So I started to watch YouTube, psychic, looking for psychic readers, what they have to say about the state of our country. And that was when I came across Diane's tarot and a group of others. But she was the one that really stands out. And
mm,
so I became a member, and that was how I got to know the ET Rahasha. She channels Rahasha. And so that was how I got drawn into all this. Before that, I didn't know anything about all this.
mm.
Yeah, it was just, yeah. So, you ready with your reading?
Yeah, I pulled 3 cards for people who are watching this live and watching the replay too, if they ever feel comfortable doing so. But I pulled 3 cards for the collective for today, and especially the first card that I have is the element of ice, and this is all about purity. So for all of us that we can take from this message, it's all about to purify ourselves, to cleanse ourselves in the most powerful, creative way. And just like with ice too, it's really good in our drinks, and it also helps us cleanse in so many ways. Just when it comes to our emotions, our bodies, our minds, our spirits too. Just really taking the time for ourselves through our busy days and even our busy week, also in month and year, to just really purify ourselves. And how we can do that, it's totally up to us, just to purify our mind, our body, our spirit, in so many ways. And to really, just when it comes to the element of fire, just to really, taking action to ignite that fire. And fire is, with this message here too, is all about taking action because, the fire element is a very masculine kind of energy, and it's all about taking action, making a first step, moving forward, etc. And just like for anyone who is just watching this live stream, also what we can take from this message is to really ignite that fire that we have to, and really just taking action to anything that we want to experience and have in our lives too. Especially when you want to purify ourselves, to cleanse ourselves also. And so, yes, fire and ice. Yes, indeed. Exactly, Lisa. So shout out to her. She's, also another reader too. That she's amazing too. If you guys ever want to check her out. And so, and with the last message too, and I pull this card again also, is to know what we want, where we are going in our path. Also, when it comes to magnetism, and this is really connected to the earth element also. And so this is all about, just really knowing which direction that we're going to, and which path we're going to also, and really know what you want also when it comes to this message. So when it comes to attraction, really just asking yourselves what we really want to experience in our lives, what we want to have in our lives also, just really connecting with that. And also, these are the three messages that I pulled for the collective today too. So um, just like feel free to comment also in the chat, and especially for those who are watching the replay too. When it comes to these three messages, that's all about purifying, just to really cleansing ourselves, also cleansing our body, our mind, our spirit too. When it comes to the element of ice, and just really taking action with that also, just to really ignite that fire, taking action to really just to really ignite that fire when it comes to our own spiritual journey, and just really knowing which direction that we're going to next when it comes to attraction, just with this earthly message of magnetism, all about granting our energy, and just really knowing which direction that we're going to also along the way. And so, yes, indeed. And Lisa says magnetism. Yes, we were drawn to also our own magnetism. We may forget not to see. Yeah, exactly, Lisa. Yes, indeed. Powerful stuff. And you're a fire sign also. Cool. Cool stuff. Nice. Thank you guys for sharing too. Especially, Tara, Lisa, Trina, Ron, all you guys in the chat room, Teresa, Baltazar, good to see you also. If I didn't say hi to you also, good to see you, my friend. And so, yes, the child within. Mm-hmm. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
And the fire is passion.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Passion. There you go.
Passion.
Hmm. That passion, ignite that fire. Especially when it comes to cleansing ourselves too with ice. So fire and ice, or ice and fire and ice.
And
It's
then the colors of the fire
yeah,
is the same as, the screen.
exactly right.
The same
Like
colors.
yeah, the reddish and orange and the yellow there too.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly
that's
the same colors.
very powerful, especially with the ice too. If you, there's a bluish there too, and all that. So
Oh, yeah.
all
Yes.
like that background, it has all the
So,
colors along with it.
so what would I signify?
What's that?
What would I signify for you?
Ice signifies for me just all about cleansing, because like you, when you drinking like something, you have ice in your drink, it's
Ah,
very
yeah.
cleansing. And then like if say if you anyone's hardcore enough to take a cold shower, and then it's very cleansing, and it just helps you to clear your mind, and it just clears your body too. It makes your body feel more kind of like relax in a way too. Like ice is very cleansing and it purifying in a way that's just very powerful, even if it feels uncomfortable at first. But yeah, element of ice alone is very, cleansing and powerful. So to me, ice is like
Mm.
whether you're drinking it, if you're taking a bath, cold water too. Oh, hold on for a second.
So it's like,
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Um,
oh, so the ice is like cleansing us, and then getting it ready, and then filled with passion. And when we have the passion, we create the magic, magnetism. So
yeah.
it connects the three cards.
Mm, that's a good way to look at it, Gertrude.
Yeah.
And
Instead of experience making us cold as ice, it can be used as a fire within us.
yeah,
The
that is
dog, the dog is intrigued by the singing bowl. She
right.
wants, what happens if she wants to steal this thing? No, and she already, no, that's not your toy.
Oh,
It's a tomboy.
oh, they just like to play with your things. So
Mhm.
that's cool. And Tara says she takes. Oh, okay. You say yeah.
Oh,
Cold showers are
wow.
very cleansing. So
Yeah,
especially with always too, if that cold feeling, it's just very purifying.
I used to when I was lots younger. No, no. They say if you have problems sleeping at night, taking cold shower just before going to bed works.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
True. True. And even just during the day also, it's just like it helps the body just to purify. And I usually take like a cold shower, like at least like 15 minutes. Even like I mix it up too, because I like to wash, depending on like the summer, I like to wash with cold water, but in the winter I like to use warm water because it's kind of like I'm hibernating in a sense. So it's kind of like I switch it up. If it's summer, I take like cold showers mostly, but if it's winter, I want to cozy up. I want to cuddle. I want to have some warm energy too. So yeah, I feel that. Yeah, cold showers are amazing too, and so very cleansing.
Yeah.
Very cleansing.
Tonight I really feel I connect with you.
Thank you. So likewise, and seriously, connecting with you, it's just so fun. I could talk with you about anything.
Yes,
Just I
because
don't know.
when we were engaged in that intense conversation earlier on, I feel this connection with you. So I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Likewise too, and especially watching your channel. Just seeing you for the first time. It was on Ron's channel, right? If I saw you,
Yeah,
or yeah. So it's like
yeah, you were my guest.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. It was fun being your guest, and I'd love to be a guest too on your channel again. If you ever want me on your channel, I would love to do something with you also. And
yeah,
you're always welcome on my channel too if you want to come back and have a talk about another topic too or anything
yeah.
else. And so yeah, and same goes to all you guys also. Thank you all for being here too. Tara, thank you for sharing your wisdom. And she says you feel chills
You
when
feel
spirit.
chills when spirit is around.
Mm-hmm. True, true,
When
true facts.
when I do my hospice work, and that is when I can sense, like I could feel like someone behind my back. You know,
Mm,
not so, yeah, just a sensing, a knowing.
mm. You just feel that, that something's around you, isn't it?
Yes, just a energy, like, or just feel that there's somebody there.
Mm, that's powerful.
Your dog does feel spiritual. So far, I haven't seen them looking at empty face. My client has a dog, and very often, now and again, the dog will stare intently at empty space. And I saw that spirit one time, a little girl in the house. So when the dog stare, I kind of figure it's that little girl.
Mm, that's powerful.
In my house, I used to see a dark shadow running across the room, and quite few months ago, I asked Rahasha if I still have, and he says no. Now my vibration is so high, I don't fit the entity, and so the entity left. I'm glad. I really don't like spirits residing with me.
I feel you. If I understand that clearly, if you don't feel comfortable with that at the time, I feel that because
Yeah.
sometimes if you feel something, it's like, huh, dude, what am I sensing too? So I get that. But also, Lisa, thank you for posting Gertrude's channel. Also, if you guys
Yes, thank
ever
you.
want to check her out too, there's her link. And also, if anyone's watching a replay of this live stream, her channel is linked in the description below. Also, and same goes for anyone who wants this copy of this Elemental Oracle deck. So you could just check it out anytime at your own pace. Because this deck is by Stacey DeMarco, is really powerful and really cool to have in your, Oracle card deck collection too. If you love to use Oracle decks or Tarot decks too, it's like a recommendation. Also, the Elemental Oracle deck. So thank you, Lisa, for posting Gertrude's channel also. And you guys could also check out her channel too. I pinned her channel in the description in the chat room, and especially it's in the description below too if you guys ever want to check her out and her content. So, yes, indeed. So, and Lisa says, I've been seeing more spirits lately. Yeah, I feel
That's
you.
right.
I feel you. I feel it. It scares me too sometimes. Also, when I sense and it's like, oh shoot, did I just experience that also, and you get this really strong feeling about something, but you just quite understand also. So I get that, Lisa. I totally get that. And oh, what is Tara saying also? Let me see. A dog will tell you when the presence is. Yeah, dogs are very true. Detectors too. Like even my dogs can detect someone who's just who's not, feels off, something feels off or anything else. Even Ricky, because he loves everyone. If he barks at someone, that's something to take note of too. And that really rarely happens too. So that's good stuff. And yeah, Lisa, definitely. We had an awesome discussion about, spirituality, wellness, sharing breathwork techniques, do some yoga poses. It was really cool too. So definitely, if you want to watch a replay of this live stream too. And Gertrude, if you want to share anything before we wrap things up, I know, like because I have to feed my fur babies in a bit. But if you want to share
Yeah.
anything for anyone in the chat room,
I can't think of anything right now. Oh, just thank you for coming. And
mm-hmm.
again, thank you for inviting me on your channel. And I really have a great time tonight. I just feel I just feel that so much took place that we don't even know, you know, and something that will the spirit that will slowly evolve even more from this. Because I just feel that so much happened.
Yes, indeed.
The intensity, when we were sharing, I could feel that intensity in the air.
Yeah, it's like that, intense feeling that you just quite understand, but you just feel it.
I know the effects of what we share is going to go from here beyond,
Mm-hmm.
developing, evolving.
Oh
And,
yeah,
yeah, and I'll probably be seeing colors more. I mean, when you were describing the colors, I could see the colors in my mind.
cool, cool. That's awesome. And Tara says lots of spirits. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
powerful.
like now I suddenly get, when I get tingling on my head, that's usually when I can sense spirits around, angels, archangels. Usually when it's the crown of my head and tingling, that's usually the archangels. And just I feel feel my
Mm,
tingling.
awesome.
Time to receive the gifts of the spirit connect. Yes.
Yes, Tara, time to receive the gifts of the Spirit connect. Yeah, just practicing that too, how you can connect is totally up to you. And, that's it's your own journey. That's wonderful. So thank you for sharing that, Tara. Yeah, and just listening to how you can just do that for yourself, Gertrude, and especially for anyone who is watching this too, who's curious, who want to just connect with your spirit team and just really expressing that with your, creativity, doing yoga, dance, reading, anything too. Just really connect with that. Be your true self too. So yeah, just listening to that is powerful. So again, thank you, Gertrude, for being here too. And you're always welcome on my channel. So if you want to do this again, if you want to talk about anything else, just hit me up. We'll set something up. And I'd love to be on your channel also when it comes
Okay.
to talking about anything. Because good, like Reiki or yoga too. I love to share that too because that's a passion of mine. Even if like I stumble in my words also, I tend to love to learn and just to explore and just really share too. So it's kind
Yes.
of like on my own journey. I'm not like an expert per se. I'm knowledgeable about yoga, but I still love to learn too at the same time. So I learned from you, from how you can really just tune into, with breath work, and that's powerful. And just like, we can all learn from each other also. It's really beautiful.
Yes.
So yes, Cindy. Thank you, Tara and Teresa, Lisa, She Walks in Beauty, Ron, and all you guys in the chat room who popped in. Trina, just it was a beautiful time to connect with all you
Yeah.
guys too. And if you
About
guys, yeah, Ivana too, especially all the people who appeared. And if you guys ever want to check out Gertrude's channel, also the link is to your channels in the description. Also, if you guys ever want to reach out to me, also I'll share my email real quick. So if you guys ever want to just reach out to me, herc213@gmail.com, because I answer my email every morning and every night before I go to sleep. And also, if you guys ever want to reach out to me on social media, or if you guys want to send a donation to my PayPal or check out my wish list or anything else, also, feel free to check out my Linktree. That's in the description below too. So if you guys ever want to, no pressure, So if you guys want to reach out to me, stay in touch, and all that. So yes, Ivana's still here. Thanks. Great seeing you both. Likewise, Ivana. And I'm looking forward to connecting with you also. So looking forward to connecting with Ivana and a lot of other people too. So yes, indeed. And also, oh, Trina, she's live too. Interesting. So yes. Also, shout out to my friend Trina. So she's an amazing sweetheart. And so yes, indeed. So I'm gonna let you guys go so you guys can eat your dinner, do what you need to do, and thank you, Gertrude, for being
yeah.
on the channel. Also, looking forward to connect with you again and all
Yes.
in the chat room, and
Yes.
maybe need to practice self care that could benefit us, our loved ones in our environment. And we'll see you guys around in these spiritual YouTube streets. So, anyways, we'll see you guys later. Bye,
Yeah.
everyone.
Bye.
Bye bye.